Sometimes, the hardest thing in life is not losing someone. It's learning how to live without them. You see them in memories. You hear them in silence. You feel them in moments when the world is completely quiet. And even when years pass, something inside refuses to let go. Why? Why do some people move forward while others stay stuck in a moment that no longer exists? Because the heart doesn't break loudly, it breaks silently, deep inside the hidden corners of the mind. And tonight, we are diving into one question. Why do some people never move on? Let's begin. When someone says, I can't move on, most people respond with advice. Forget them. Time heals. Find someone new. But moving on is not logic. It is not a switch, it is attachment. And attachment is deeper than love. Because love can fade, but attachment attaches to identity. When you love them, you built a version of yourself around them. Your habits changed, your routine changed, your future plans changed. You imagined birthdays, trips, late night talks, growing old. And when they left, you didn't just lose a person. You lost a future your brain had already accepted as real. The brain hates unfinished stories. It keeps replaying them over and over and over. Love is not just an emotion. It is chemistry. When you fall in love, your brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, the same chemicals involved in addiction. That is why heartbreak feels like withdrawal. Your chest tightens. Your stomach drops. You feel restless. Some people recover quickly because their attachment was secure, but others formed anxious bonds, and for them, moving on feels like losing oxygen. Sometimes the relationship wasn't even healthy. It was intense. Up and down, love and pain, arguments and apologies. But strangely, those are often the hardest to leave because unpredictability creates stronger attachment. When someone hurts you and then comforts you, your brain links relief to the same source of pain. It becomes addictive. You don't miss peace, you miss intensity. And calm feels empty because chaos felt like connection. That is called a trauma bond, and trauma bonds do not break easily. Memory also plays tricks. The mind edits reality. It highlights the good, softens the bad, and removes the painful details. Over time, you don't remember the arguments. You remember the laughter. You don't remember the distance. You remember the closeness. And slowly you fall in love with a version of the past that never fully existed. You're not missing them. You are missing a filtered memory. Sometimes it's not even love anymore. It's ego. Rejection hurts the brain like physical pain. So sometimes people don't want the person back. They want to feel chosen again. They want to undo the rejection. They want to prove they were worth staying for. And that battle keeps them stuck because pride does not let go easily. Before you ever love someone, your brain learned how to attach. If childhood felt safe, you grow up secure. If love felt unstable, you grow up anxious. If emotions felt unsafe, you grow up avoidant. And when someone leaves, they don't just trigger heartbreak, they trigger old wounds, old abandonment fears, old insecurities. That is why for some people, moving on feels impossible. It's not about this person alone. It's about every time they felt left behind. Identity also collapses. You stop saying me. You start saying we. We like this. We plan this. We want this. Now imagine that we suddenly becomes I, silence. That shift is painful because identity is stability. And when identity collapses, you feel lost. You don't know who you are without them. So staying emotionally attached feels easier than rebuilding yourself from zero. There is one phrase that keeps people trapped for years. What if they come back? What if the timing was wrong? As long as the story feels incomplete, hope survives. And hope is addictive. Closure means finality, and finality is scary. So people keep the door slightly open. And as long as that door is open, moving on cannot fully happen. You know how to check their profile. You know how to replay memories. It becomes routine, and routine feels safe. Healing requires uncertainty, new habits, new people, facing loneliness. And loneliness can feel heavier than heartbreak. So the brain chooses predictable sadness over unpredictable freedom. Time alone does not heal. Time with awareness heals. If you keep reopening the wound, it cannot close. If you keep revisiting the memories, the brain never finishes grieving. Healing requires acceptance, not understanding, not revenge, not explanation. Acceptance. It happened. It ended. It hurt. And it is over. Those words are simple, but they are powerful. Moving on does not mean forgetting. It means integrating. It means the memory exists, but it does not control you. It means you can think of them without your chest tightening. It means your future no longer includes them. And that is growth. Growth is quiet, slow, invisible, but real. The truth is, people who never move on are not weak. They are attached to meaning, to identity, to hope, to unfinished stories. But healing begins when you stop asking, why do they leave? And start asking, why am I holding on? Sometimes, the person you're refusing to let go of is not them. It is the version of you that felt loved. And that version can exist again with someone else or even with yourself. You are not broken because you love deeply. You're human. But love should not cost your peace, and moving on is not betrayal. It is self-respect. If you're still holding on, this is not your sign to rush. It is your sign to reflect, to understand your patterns, to heal your attachment, to rebuild your identity, layer by layer, slowly, gently, patiently, because hearts do not heal loudly. They heal silently, in quiet nights, in honest realizations, in moments when you finally accept it is time. And this is Mind Layers, where we don't just talk about emotions. We understand them layer by layer until they no longer control us. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more journeys into the mind.